This is Balls from Outside, where we try and stay on one particular topic before we eventually fuck up and start talking about other random stuff.
Yeah.
Also, we have cake.
Mario! Right.
I figured we could talk about Mario and Sonic today because, you know, they're the two biggest game franchises of ever. They've got new games coming out. The Sonic movie's coming out in, what is it, 2 months?
Yeah.
And the
April
Mario
1st.
and the Mario movie's coming out in a few more months. So
On Christmas.
yeah, so I just figured we could talk about what the franchises mean to us, what our first games were, any funny stories or happy memories we want to talk about.
I will let you
So
guys
first,
go first.
we're gonna talk about Mario and Sonic.
Yeah. So I figured because we'd have more to talk about with Mario, especially with Hamish. So I figured we'd start with Sonic first.
Yeah, I'll let all of you guys go first, whether with Sonic or Mario. You know,
Right.
like, yeah.
Right. So I probably mentioned this before, but my first Sonic game, and probably my first video game ever, was Sonic 2 for the Sega Master System, and that game was hard. And the first level was called Underground Zone, and for some reason that's what we called it because we didn't get past it. We just called it Sonic Underground. And that was before we heard about the TV show.
Oh wow, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, the game is that hard. I never beat the first boss. It's where you're on a slanted hill. There's a weird crab thing at the bottom, and Eggman's dropping bombs or something towards you. We never beat that. And here's the funny thing.
To be fair, I'm not even going to fault you for that because that is a bullshit boss.
Mm-hmm. And the worst thing is, I don't even know how long the thing lasted for because I kid you not, I actually broke the Master System by dropping a jam sandwich in it.
Sonic Jam.
Yeah, there we go, another reference. And then I was at primary school, and then I was reading the Sonic comics. I still have these ones actually. It's about an older Sonic that comes back from the future, and he tries to warn Sonic about Judgment Day. So it's basically the Sonic version of Terminator.
Oh my god!
And you know the weird thing is, there's three parts to that story. I never heard the third part until about 15 years later when I had to buy the comics on eBay just to find it.
Oof.
Yeah, and oddly enough, the plot twist: the older Sonic isn't from the future. He's a failed clone that Robotnik made.
What the? That's like Kingdom Hearts level bullshit. Like,
yeah.
That's so weird.
And it turns out because he's a failed clone, he ages rapidly. Hence why he was old. So, but before he had to get to Sonic so he could rescue his friends before the old Sonic dies, and which does happen, by the way.
Oh my god, that's like Metal Gear Solid. That's like actually a plot from Metal Gear Solid. What the hell?
It was a hell of a twist because part 2 ends with the old Sonic leading the Freedom Fighters into a pit, into a cave. They get dropped into a pit, and the older Sonic reveals that he works for Robotnik. And I didn't know how the story continued after that until maybe 2017. So I was able to buy the comics. I found out he was a clone. I was like, that's one hell of a twist.
Oh my god, that's the comics are wild. Like it's so different.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say the Archie and IDW comics were great.
And now the guy who's doing the comics is now working on the games. He's doing
Ian Flynn.
Yeah, he's doing Frontiers. I don't know. Did he do any games before that?
No, he didn't. He didn't have any involvement, to my knowledge.
That's not bad then.
Yeah.
I once read a Sonic comic back at school, I think primary school once, and I have no memory of which issue it was, either if it was Archie or IDW.
Me trying to find those comics was a nightmare because I had to do a lot of research to figure out which issue it was. But I was able. I got there. I was lucky. Now, when I remember this vividly, when I was reading one of those issues, I think it was the first one. I looked to a corner of it was the dining hall. It was my primary school's after school club, and I see someone who was actually a bully of mine, oddly enough, and.
Ooh.
He was playing the Sonic 2 for Mega Drive, the good one, and of all the levels to see first, it was Chemical Plant, and even worse, it was Act 2, and it was the moving stairs where the water rises.
Oh,
And I was and it was on one of those big TVs. I mean, it's probably small these days, but to our kid, that TV was big, and that was, I think, the first game that made me pick up a controller, and it was really cool.
That sounds cool. God, now when I think about that staircase, I think of that time we fucked up the Wii U screen.
Did we do that on the Wii U?
Yeah. Remember? Because like it was.
Yeah, that's because we can do that. For some reason, HDMI and SCART things mix up, and then we swapped from an HDMI signal to a SCART signal, and it makes the screen scroll. That was
like it has a weird wavy effect.
Oh, God, I don't know. I still don't know how that works. I know how to trigger it, but I don't know why it does that.
I remember like at one point when you did that by accident, I said, "Hey, why don't we just play the game like this?" And then we kind of just did that for a bit.
Oh, that was nauseating.
Yeah, and when it got to that part where like I was at the staircase, it started getting worse. I was like, "Oh no!"
Did we make it past chemical plant?
We did. Yeah,
it was actually being very good to me.
Yeah, weirdly enough, we managed to get pretty far of it actually. Like it wasn't too bad.
Oh, that was awful. So yeah, that was my intro to Sonic, and it was one hell of a way. It was through a broken Master System, and a bully showed me Sonic 2.
That's some interesting lore you've got there.
Rosa,
let's go next.
Rosa, what was your introduction to Sonic?
Pokemon, like you, because you quite like Pokemon as well. Like I feel like that one's more up your alley.
I think Pokemon's more up my alley.
I remember you had two games when I met you. You had Sonic Rush and you had Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rush is a classic.
I think that's why your favorite Sonic character is Blaze, because she was the one you were introduced to. And then
so cool.
Did you have the demo to Free Riders?
Yes.
Oh God.
No. I actually had the free game because I had the Kinect for quite some time, and I know that because my mum bought the Xbox, it came
with the Kinect.
But at the same time, that was my first Kinect game. Was fucking
what a hell of a game to start with.
Like,
I mean, what a way to be introduced to Sonic. You have the Werehog, and you have one of the worst motion controlled games ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's I can see why Kieran, you're a bigger fan of Sonic than Rosa is.
Yeah, because I started with the with Sonic 2, obviously, and then trust me, we tried to do Rosa's introduction, then it comes back to me. But I never really played the 3D games. The funny thing is, after I left primary school, there were two Sonic games I had. Well, technically three. I had Sonic R, Sonic 3D Flicky's Island, and Sonic Heroes. And I couldn't get the gimmick for Sonic Heroes because you had to alternate between all three of them. And so I played the hell out of Sonic R.
Sonic R, that's a guilty pleasure of mine.
It is. I've heard that it controls really badly, but I had it on the PC, and there's a hard turn option on that. So I thought, this game controls fine.
Yeah, I never had much of an issue with it myself.
And then I met Rosa in about over 10 years ago, and I go up to her house, and she has a 360, and she has Sonic Unleashed. I did not, and that was the first time I really played a 3D game, and I didn't know they were still making games for the series.
And
that
must have been a surprise.
Oh, it was, and I think the first level I played was the Werehog. I think it's Windmill Isle. I think it was the first Werehog level, and I thought this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've started playing some Sonic Unleashed recently, and honestly, in my personal opinion, I'm one of these people that thinks it's underrated.
The Werehog levels are really cool. I think my only gripe is my brain is hooked onto the controls of Generations, so I keep pushing the A button to do a homing attack, and that doesn't work.
I hate to be the negative one here, but I'm a bit mixed on Unleashed myself.
That's fair. Is it the Werehog?
Right.
It was, because I can tell you my story about that game.
Go for it. I think I'm done.
Had a 360. It's going to be a short one, but my friend had the 360. I only had like a Wii and like a few other consoles at the time, and he bought his 360 over, and I had been following like Unleashed a little bit online. I was like, oh, this new Sonic games came out. This might be kind of cool, and he bought it on like on the day, and he brought his 360. I'm like, oh, you brought Sonic Unleashed? I was like, oh, nice, we can play it. So we watched the intro of the game, and then we played the first level, and we were like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! This is so good!" And then we got to the werehog, and we were like, "This is kind of boring," and we kind of just turned it off.
It's like it's like an HD version of Rise of Lyric.
A little bit, yeah. Well, I'd argue it's a bit better.
That's not saying much.
I know, but but like I think as an adult, I can appreciate a lot of the stuff in the game now. I think the story's really good. I think the boost levels are really good. The werehog stages they're not really bad.
They're just a bit long. They're a bit long.
They're far too long, yeah. And the combat's a bit repetitive. But
what about Egg? And I haven't made it to Eggman Land yet.
So I haven't played that either. I actually I had the Wii version of the game, so I played that version.
Yeah, I've seen how insane Eggman Land is, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
There was one more game actually that I had. I just remembered. It was Sonic and the Secret Rings because you mentioned the Wii, and I never played that until until I hooked up Rose's Wii U to our living room TV, and then I tried to play it, and it was the most irritating thing imaginable.
Yeah.
Oh
no, I could imagine. I actually kind of wanted to hear about because Rosie, you said you kind of wanted to speak a little bit about Pokemon there.
You've been playing Pokemon Legends, haven't you?
I have been playing Pokemon Legends, and so far that is my favorite Pokemon game of 2022.
You had to think what year it was.
I know it's been a weird timeline. Huh?
I think one thing I've noticed with you don't like how annoying it is to catch a legendary.
Oh, right. So if you do continue this, Hamish, like if you do buy your own version,
yeah,
it is really good. Like the story was brilliant.
It's very Monster Hunter.
It's very
okay.
Yeah. I would say it's got a combination of like Zelda and Breath of the Wild and Monster Hunter.
Okay.
Like for Zelda, you get to like the crafting areas, and then you explore like mystical caves, and you explore just different parts of valleys of the game.
Yeah.
And you play like this flute to summon rideable Pokemon. So I actually have to do one more legendary, and that is her name is called Enamorous, and what she is meant to be the fourth genie of the weather turtle.
The force of nature.
She's the force of nature.
Well, she's the fourth member of it.
So yeah.
Funny story here, by the way.
She's the fourth member. Oh yeah.
Yeah, funny story here.
The funny story is she looks like Kim from Powerpuff Girls.
Really?
Actually, I was going to say what happened yesterday.
Oh,
right. Oh. So Rosa was trying to catch her, and she tried several times after following a guide, and she lost her shit at this thing, and she broke her handheld controllers.
Oh.
She straight up snapped one of them.
Oh fuck! That's not good. That ain't good at all. Fucking hell!
It took us
a bit. Like a...
And the worst thing,
I've actually smashed my controller recently as well.
Only one.
The same one.
Oh Jesus!
The thing is, it's even more funny now that I look at the controller because it's like completely snapped from the inside.
Yeah, because you snapped off the main handheld bit, but the bit that actually goes into the Switch holster, that bit was still in there, completely wedged. So it took us about 20 minutes and several screwdrivers just to get the thing out. But the Switch seems fine, at least. It's just the controllers are broken.
Yeah. Oh.
So apparently it's because I actually found out this not only this afternoon is that there is a glitch
that breaks the game.
That is with Enamorous.
Oh yeah.
So the glitch is apparently if you throw the three things at her, it won't recognize the third hit, so it counts as a first hit.
So is that what happened with you then?
Yeah, and when you try to summon your Pokemon, because there's a reason why they don't come out is because it doesn't count as a first hit; it counts as the second hit. So it's a glitch that apparently really needs to be fixed. And
I think the funniest thing I heard, and I saw this on Twitter, I think. If you constantly run around in circles, you can glitch the game so that the backgrounds disappear.
That's funny.
There, there are like,
You don't even need to run around that fast. It's just normal speed.
yeah.
Oh my god. That's it's accurate to real life. When you run around in real life in circles, you eventually everything will disappear.
So in a way,
It'll just be darkness.
so Pokemon Legends is the game of life then.
I actually,
Yeah.
you know, the thing, I do give it like credit. I do love like the alpha Pokemon. So the alpha Pokemon, you probably haven't encountered one yet, Hamish.
Probably not. I've encountered a shiny apparently.
That sucked. That sucked. The first Pokemon you find in the game, and it's a
fucking
fucking
Bidoof.
shiny.
A shiny Bidoof, like of all things. Like it was for context to everyone who's watching this. My friend let me play the game because I don't own Arceus or Arceus or however you pronounce it.
We just call it Pokemon Legends.
Legends. So I played it, and the first optional Pokemon I had when going into the field was a shiny Bidoof, and I caught it. Like the very first thing we saw. I didn't even know what a shiny was. My friend was just like, "Dude, that's a shiny," and I'm like, "Oh,
You know that
cool."
That happened to me when I first played Pokemon Crystal. Actually, near Goldenrod City, there's a daycare center where you can get an odd egg that gives you a randomized baby Pokemon. I hatched it, and it gave me a shiny Magby. But here's the thing: a regular Magby is like a reddish yellow. This was an orangey yellow, and I didn't know what it meant. Even with the stars coming out of the Pokemon whenever you release it, I didn't know what it meant. And then it evolved into a purple Magmar. I didn't know what it was until then.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That sounds really cool, but I don't even know what that is. Like
A Magmar?
A Magmar or a shiny Magmar or evolved.
So Magmar is actually called the booby Pokemon in Japanese.
Yeah, I think it is. I think its name is. I think Magby's name is Booby, and then Magmar's name is Boober.
Yeah.
Boober. Why? Wait, do they look like boobs?
Yeah, its head looks like a pair of boobs.
It's like
It looks like Daffy Duck with boobs on his head.
So Kevin Nealon and Little Nicky then.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
The alpha Pokemon are absolutely terrifying. Like, they are meant to be a few times bigger than the original Pokemon. But the thing is, the only way you can tell it's an alpha Pokemon is that its eyes glow red, and it's even worse when it's at night because that's when all like the dark Pokemon and ghost Pokemon come out. And I came across a giant Gengar, and its eyes were glowing red, and I was getting chased by it, and it was just like, oh,
Menacing.
that is
Well, he's
horrifying.
he's a ghost, so in a way you're advancing into a horror game at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and then I think I've been a fan for Pokemon almost 27 years for my full life.
I think the first games came out for us in 1998. And that was another game that actually made me want. That's one of the more important games of my life. It's like Sonic 2. It was Pokemon Yellow. That was the first RPG I ever played, and it's one of my earliest gaming memories. Actually, is getting the Rainbow Badge from Erica and that.
Ooh, nice.
Um,
Yeah.
And there
So,
are
like what was the first thing that sort of sparked it, Rosa? Like, oh, I like Pokemon. Was it like one of the games? Was it the anime, or was it like the?
At first, it
kinda-
was the anime, because it would shut me up, and
Yeah.
I do remember it kind of being like back then, like we wouldn't have like
You mentioned on
YouTube.
You mentioned on the news it was a Japanese clip.
It was, there was a Japanese clip of Ash basically trying to catch.
Was it
what
Caterpie?
Was Caterpie. They were just announcing in Japanese because I was so young back then. I didn't quite understand it, but now
Yeah.
because YouTube's a thing, I actually know what it was. It was basically the Japanese version. I was like, okay, so now I know that that's Japanese and there's an English version. That's kind of just sparked my interest even more, and it got me into the games. It got me into like the spin-offs as well. It got me into just almost everything.
The trading cards.
The trading cards, because I started collecting the trading cards when I was actually old enough to start collecting them while not chewing on them. I actually still have the original cards in my binders, and they're from
1998 or 99. We did that. We did that card collection video. I remember that.
Yeah, and
Double trouble plug.
Watch the channel.
don't.
Go watch. I'll beat you up. Okay.
We saw that in Cuphead, by the way. It was those two with the frogs, and they were running they were running a cruise ship, and they were acting really nice. And then someone said, "If you hear anything else other than that, I'll pound you."
You said it's my fault.
It's like looking at the good feathers in Animaniacs. It's pesto. Anything slight sets him off.
Yeah, it's good. I like those frogs are in the game as well. Like they're a boss. A lot of the characters are from the game, which is really cool. I love that show. I've already seen all the episodes, by the way.
Same here. I actually finished it as soon as I got in. When you guys were saying it was quite good.
I saw maybe 6 or 7 episodes, and then I was like, right, I've got my opinion. I can go do housework now.
Yeah. See, I kind of got hooked. I was like, I like the Elder Kettle. He was funny.
I don't think it's the funniest show that it's done, but the animation is really good, and there are things that are genuinely funny.
Yeah, like it's not. Again, it's not like a gutbuster by any means, but like it's so well done that I can forgive it. Like it's just really, really well done.
I think the funniest thing I saw was it was the baby bottle episode, and he lists 2 rules for when Cuphead and Mugman are left behind. No fighting and no breaking that radio. As soon as he goes out the door, they start fighting. And then they get near the radio, they walk carefully around it, and then they start fighting again.
So yeah, Cuphead, why are we fighting again? Guess we're not supposed to? Right!
Yeah, and I think it just Pokemon kind of just grew from there. I've been collecting the plushies. Well, speaking of plushies,
this is unhealthy.
I found more.
You found more?
I found more.
Oh God!
Speaking of plushies, I'll be getting Sonic plushies sometime this month, like pretty soon.
Oh,
See, that's a weird thing. I was getting Rosa and Eevee plushie last week, and I was in Build-A-Bear, and I saw a Bowser plushie with the derpiest face, and I was like, I want that.
Oh man.
Oh.
So, whose turn is it to talk about their introductory to Sonic?
Oh, another thing, Alex, are you still into like My Little Pony kind of things?
I'm not part of the Brony community anymore, but I'm still in good terms with it. So I still have some of my pony plushies and merchandise, and I would probably still buy at least something whenever I go to a pony convention.
Right, this is actually going to make your day. You both know that I got that giant Lycanroc plushie, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, the same guy actually does My Little Pony versions of those.
Ooh.
So you can actually, Alex, if you ever wanted to, you could get Pinkie Pie lying in your bed with you.
Wait, hold on. The one who does Lycanroc does a Pinkie Pie version.
He does Pinkie Pie.
Why would you want Pinkie Pie staring at you like that?
And then you have Rainbow Dash, and then you've got like other custom made ponies. I thought I'd make sure that Alex consider it. I went to the guy's page to see what else he did, and he did like the shiny form of it. He did the other version of Lycanroc, and he did My Little Ponies. I'm like, oh, Alex is gonna flip his shit when he sees this.
Well, I'm not even a My Little Pony fan. I thought Pinkie Pie was pretty cool. She's just the craziest.
What did you say the guy was called again?
God.
We plugged it in the last episode.
I think we put the link on the video.
Yeah, it was the one where we talked about Lycanroc. Yeah, we linked it there.
Yeah, but he does. I can't believe that kind of flew over my head over the review. But he actually does like My Little Pony versions as well.
Well, to be fair, that video we did was unscripted, so we were just shooting the shit for that one.
Yeah, all of these are pretty unscripted. I mean,
that's how we do. That's how we work. I try and memorize an opening for the podcast intro, but that's as far as I get.
Yeah. Alex, I think it's your turn to actually just to talk about like the sort of Sonic and stuff.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the Blue Rat?
That's funny. First, I'll start with my introduction. There's really I can't really decide how I was introduced to Sonic. It was either that aforementioned comic strip, or when Sonic X was aired.
Hmm.
Because that's where I learned the first thing about Sonic. It was when my bro said he runs very fast.
Yeah.
This is
And
this is about right for Sonic.
the first Sonic game, if it even counts as a Sonic game, I've ever played is Shadow the Hedgehog.
Ooh. I'm so sorry.
Don't get me wrong,
I'm joking.
it is an okay game in my opinion. I suppose it's because it's been with me for a long time. It's just like a guilty pleasure.
Alex, if it helps, we were just about a few minutes ago. We were praising Sonic R. To be fair,
Yeah. So that there's no accounting for taste on that one.
So yeah,
hell of a game to start with.
yeah, and what else I could say? Yeah, I even had dreamt of being became a friend of Sonic and his friends, like in the role of Chris Thorndike, except not. Maybe I probably was annoying considering I was still a kid at that time. But it was even those dreams they were completely off topic of course, because they were my dreams. I was the character at the
hero.
forefront instead of Sonic.
Yeah. I think to be fair, I think as kids a lot of us had that same kind of thing where like we wanted to be best friends with Sonic and just go on adventures and stuff.
See, I remember having those. I remember having those cartoon dreams as well, but for some reason it was with Daffy Duck and Porky Pig. I don't know. I don't know why.
Kieran, you're like it's like Kingdom Hearts, but instead of Disney, it's Looney Tunes.
Well, I was always more of a Cartoon Network guy, so to be fair.
So you got to have the Keyblade, and you got to be with Porky and Daffy.
See, me, it's always with being a Saiyan, just fighting to protect the Earth.
Actually, I just realized the last thing you want to do is give Daffy Duck a dangerous weapon.
Oh God! Just imagine the destruction if he just says duck.
Say, Fuzz, did somebody mention the door to darkness?
I am Donald Duck. This is who I am.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Donald to try and conquer the world.
Yeah, he can use Giga Flare apparently, which is a really powerful Final Fantasy move. Like, what the?
Why the hell not?
Only the best mages can use that.
I mean, I think back to Mario Party. Didn't they confirm that Wario was the superstar?
I don't know actually.
Because maybe there's a twist. Because maybe Mickey's meant to be the main character, but then it turns out the most powerful person in Kingdom Hearts is Donald.
Maybe.
Here's a twist. Actually, the ultimate twist would be the most powerful person is Goofy.
I mean, the dude almost got a hit with a boulder to the head and was still fine. So yeah, it could. I think they're all pretty powerful, to be fair.
There's always been a cartoon.
Yeah, like you've got these real people in Kingdom Hearts, and then you've got the cartoon characters who are just like, how do you kill these people?
It's like Roger Rabbit in a way, actually.
It is, but a lot more serious, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, because bear in mind they were threatening to pour paint thinner on Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, in Kingdom Hearts, it's more about like fighting light and darkness with Final Fantasy characters and Disney characters. What a weird crossover! Like Cloud Strife and Sephiroth are right next to Donald and Goofy.
And actually, fighting light and darkness, that's pretty close to Smash Ultimate at this point, because you got Darkham and Galil.
Well, that's probably Galeen.
Is it Galeen? Okay.
Yeah, that's probably why they added Sora at the end to kind of cap that off.
It's okay. I've dealt with these things before.
Don't worry, guys. I got it.
Kid, aren't you like 14? Get out of here!
Oh no!
Where are your parents?
Dead.
I don't have any parents.
Oh.
So in that comic strip that I saw, that Sonic comic strip, all I can remember of who was in that comic, aside from Sonic, obviously, There was who I'm assuming was the kind of human witch, and I also remember that it was probably a scourge that I was also introduced to because I remember seeing one page of Sonic and his friends in some kind of biker gang outfits, and then eventually I find out, like in adulthood, that he's some kind of evil counterpart of Sonic before he turned green. And at the end of the comic strip, for some reason, Sonic faints.
Ooh. Oh dear. Maybe he was.
I
Maybe he had low blood
cannot
sugar.
remember what it was. I'll maybe have to do some research.
Nice.
Sonic is diabetic. There's an image for you.
Oh God.
All those chili dogs can be good for him.
No, it certainly cannot. Like, I wonder what his diet is. He probably eats like 1,000 of those things.
I know he can work. I know he can.
Never gains weight one bit.
I know he can run and work the weight off, but still, for his internal organs, that can't be healthy.
Yeah, you can't outrun diabetes.
They're still not healthy.
I mean, to be fair, if you look at Boom Sonic, he would probably try. Because there was that one episode where he tried to be faster than... I can't remember who it was. Someone turns out to be faster than him, and he took it as a personal offence.
Yeah, even though it was a bunch of robot clone things.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was true. It was basically tortoising the hair with that one.
Yeah.
Radical.
God, I've not watched Sonic Boom in a good number of years, and I just bought the series on Blu-ray. I should have watched them by now.
I've started watching Sonic Boom the moment the first lockdown started, and I actually loved the show.
Yeah, it's not a bad show. I wasn't keen on it at first, but it grew on me eventually.
It's got better writing than the games, at least.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
for sure.
Yeah, the writing in the games is abysmal at the moment. I mean, it always kind of has been, to be fair, but yeah.
I mean, to be fair, back in like Sonic Adventure 2, Gun mistakes Sonic for Shadow.
Yeah,
Ow.
which is that is a bit strange. I'm assuming it's because it's at night time that they couldn't really tell, but I don't know.
I remember there being a really weird plot twist in Sonic Heroes. I think it was in Team Chaotix. They were getting missions from Metal Sonic, who was posing as Eggman, but then they find Eggman locked in a warehouse or something.
Yeah, what was actually happening was that the real Eggman was talking to them through that. So he was talking to them through the walkie-talkie, and the Metal Sonic was putting up all the fake ones.
Oh,
So
This is why you never upgrade your machines; it will go rogue.
yeah, I kind of felt like I felt a bit bad for Eggman at that point because they attacked him at the end. It's like no, he needed to get free somehow. He was still going to pay you.
Oh god, he must have been desperate to phone them.
Yeah. They just wanted to pay the rent as well. Like that's even funnier. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I don't know if we've taken up quite a bit of time already.
Should we talk about Mario?
oh,
I suppose so. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna like make this one super. I'll go quick on this one. I'll maybe talk a little bit about Sonic as well.
Yeah, now we're going to go on to Sonic's friendly rival.
Yeah.
Shadow.
The mustached man who kind of started it all, really. So my history with the Mario series, and I'm sure like a lot of people have a bunch of different history with this, the games. I have a bit of an odd one because my first game wasn't a Mario game; it was Banjo-Kazooie, and I hadn't really played many other games up until that point. It was just kind of a Hot Wheels game, and that was it. So I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know who Mario was. And I must have been about maybe 3.
Mom, what's a Mario?
It was before I was in school for sure, but it was like, so my sister, we went up to the game store, and my sister saw a copy of Mario Party, and I was like, I don't know who this is. Like, I literally looked at the box. I'm like, who's this guy? I don't know who this is. Like, should we just buy like another game? which is really funny in hindsight. And anytime we played Mario Party, like because again I couldn't, like, I was a tiny kid, I could barely even read, so I didn't even know what the game was called. I just knew it was a party game that had like this guy in it. I played as Yoshi every time I played it, and my sister would play as Peach, so it wasn't really like we didn't really see much of Mario in Mario Party.
Ironic.
So I was like, oh okay. So I just did that, but then I went over to one of my friend's house, like my sister's friend, who let me tag along a few times, and he let me play as N64, and I saw this game. Like this game called Mario 64, and I saw the cover for it, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's the guy from the other one. That's the guy from the party game. So I put it in. I saw the cover where it was Bowser chasing Mario, and I'm like, what the? I'm like, I didn't know this guy had like other games. That's what it was like. So I put it in, and like his face showed up on the screen, and I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, I was amazed.
To be fair, that probably would have looked really cool back in '96.
Oh, it was like, I mean, I didn't play it in '96, but I was still young enough to make an impression. Like, I was like, oh wow. So I booted up the game, and I saw you could do all this cool acrobatic stuff, and I'm like, whoa, this guy's kind of cool. It's like I was actually like impressed. I was like, I didn't know this guy could like do all this. And then I think the moment that kind of, because I was like, he was going like, wah, woo, woo. I was like, oh my god, he's so cool. He's just making a bunch of weird random noises. Like I was just so easily impressed by the whole thing. And the thing that really, I remember the thing that took me like above and beyond was when I got the wing cap, and I was like, dude, you can fly. Because it was the first time I could like properly freely fly through a game. Like Banjo-Kazooie, you could kind of fly, but you need to hit that on the spot. With a wing cap, you could kind of go anywhere. So I was like, oh, no way! And if I got up and I went, look, I was talking to my sister and like her friends, like, look, Mario's flying! And from there on out, I loved the Mario games. I remember we played it at one point and we got to Bowser, and I was like, my sister was playing it because again, I was still really young. I didn't really know how to play games that well. And we got to Bowser, and I was just like, oh, how are you going to beat him? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, neither of us knew what to do. And then my sister realized, wait, what if you go behind him and grab the tail? And we did that. And I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, whoa. I was like, how is he? As a kid, I was like, oh, he's like Popeye. He's going to throw him over the edge. And then, I just loved that game. I loved that game as a kid. I was terrible at it. I was terrible at Mario 64 when I was a child. I could barely get anywhere. But I played a lot of like my friend's save file and stuff, and just messed around on it. And I remember like even when I beat the game on his save file, like I just like got to the end and beat it. I remember like almost crying at the credits because I was like, oh, it's over. and the music was just really emotional and everything. It was just so happy. And from there on out, I played all the other Mario games. Like I've been a fan ever since. I remember when Odyssey was coming out, and this is like, it's funny how I mean, on one end I've changed, but on another end I've been the exact same like kid since then. Was when Odyssey came out, when I saw the trailer for that, and you could take over the T-Rex stuff. I was having that same flashback to when I was a kid. I was like, yo, you can do so many things.
I'm just picturing you looking at the trailer and thinking, hey, it's that guy that does the flips, and it was the party guy.
Yeah, hey, it's that guy from the party. I remember him. Could you imagine that?
And when you go to the when you go to the Mario movie at the big screen, you'll be like in the audience, it's that guy from the party.
What's his name? Martin? Mark? I just imagine. Could you imagine there's a timeline where I played Mario Party and then I never played or even heard of another Mario game, and then I played Odyssey, and I just go, wait a minute, that's that guy from that weird party. I remember you. Like 20 years ago.
I can imagine weirder, actually. You watch the Mario Brothers movie with Bob Hoskins, you never play any of the games, and then eventually you play a Mario Party game or Mario 64, and you're like, that's not Bob Hoskins.
It's funny, because I remember as a kid when I saw the Mario movie, after playing a bunch of the games, I was like, wait, this is so weird. I liked it, but I was like, this is so bizarre to look at. This is not like Mario at all. I'm trying to think what the fondest memory I had of Mario was I've got a lot of fun memories. I mean, I met the man himself. I met Charles, the guy who voices him. So that was
That'll be it then.
that'll probably be like one. Well, that's definitely one of the fondest ones because I remember as he was signing, because I got him to sign my copy of Mario Odyssey,
Oh wow.
and I told him like, look, like you defined my childhood. Like it's so cool meeting you. Like, and he was like, oh, thank you very much. Like he was really over the moon with it.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, and as he was signing my copy, he wrote a few things on it actually. And he just went, oh, what's your name? And I just went, oh, Hamish. It's like, oh, cool. And he went,
Super Hamish, you're number one.
like, as he was writing it down. And he went, oh, I get. He switched from Mario to Luigi to Wario when signing my signing my copy. And I was like, dude, this is the coolest day of my life. And I got to shake his hand and take a picture with him as well. And I was like, oh man, this is like,
That was so sweet.
he's so sweet. And the funny thing is, he's the same height as me. So like, he's really tall.
Right, I've got a quick story with Mario, and then we'll move on, because we want to talk about meeting famous people.
Yeah.
So, I had a similar story with Mario. I had an N64. I had Pokemon Stadium. I had Rugrats Treasure Hunt, I think it's called. I had Tiger Woods Golf, and I had Mario 64. And I thought it was a really cool game. It still is. It might be my favorite N64 games. But I remember the first time I played it, I managed to get 8 stars. I was really proud of myself. And then I went to the first Bowser fight. Then the music starts and it says, "You've wandered into my trap." I was like, "Fuck this! Switch off."
Oh no.
I was terrified.
That's to be fair, Mario 64 is like a kind of a scary game when, like, for a kid.
Especially, I remember.
The Bowser laugh.
I do. I think the first scary thing I saw was King Bob-omb, because I remember him being more ominous as a kid, and then I started watching people speedrun the game. That might be the best game to speedrun, actually. And
Oh, it's so good.
he's a giant bomb with a mustache. How is that scary?
He's the Pringles man.
One thing I do remember calling bullshit on that, and it's when you throw him off the mountain and then he just floats back up.
He's like, no, you cannot break the rules. I'm going to break the rules myself and not die. Like, okay.
I was pissed at that.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's like you're saying, oh, I'm gonna battle you to the death, but we can't jump off boat, and then you throw someone off the boat and they just jump back onto the ship and being like, you can't do that. And they're completely dry when they come back up.
Actually, I think Koopa the Quick was the same. He said you can't take shortcuts, but he's able to just walk over giant bowling balls.
Yeah,
And he's able to take that slope that Mario can't normally take without wall kicking.
Yeah, I find it really funny because Koopa the Quick is like, he's like this. He's not got a proper name because he's so slow. He's like, half the time when I beat him, I'm waiting for like a good 15 seconds. I'm like, dude, where are you? Yeah, like, come on,
Stop.
Get some help.
get some help. Stop it. Get some help.
Now, speaking of meeting celebrities, you guys, we've all met quite a few. I actually found all my autographs from previous Comic Con. So I found the guy that did Game of Thrones. I found Daz's one.
That was still the cutest thing ever when Daz got up and hugged you.
Yeah, So Daz was at the time where I dressed up as Freddy Fazbear. And he literally got up and I turned around and said, "Listen, you actually made my childhood good." And he was like, "Okay." The look of confusion, he was like, "I loved you in Blade." And he was like...
He gets up, walks around the table.
He just gets up, walks around the table and just hugs me. And I'm like...
Oh.
He's like... I think he says, "I've never gotten that compliment before." Because I don't think no one likes the Blade series, actually. And I was like, yeah, your character, I wish your character lasted longer, but I loved you, even though you were speaking in a different language. And he was like, oh, and I was just like, so the tattoos, were they just makeup, like spray paint? And then he was like, yeah, and I couldn't stop sweating, and the makeup couldn't stop dripping off his face.
Oh.
I was just like, oh, you poor man. And then
Oh.
and then I met the guy that did R2D2. What else did he do?
He did the Ewok, I think.
He did the Ewok in Star Wars. and all that.
I was going to say it's Warwick.
Oh.
I was going to say it's Warwick Davis, but I don't think it was him. He was in Doctor Who as well, I think.
Yeah, he appeared in Doctor Who for some like aliens as well. That was where I mostly knew him, was from Doctor Who. And then like this year's Comic-Con is going to be very good because Kieran's dad has actually offered me and Kieran to go up to Aberdeen.
Thank God for the father-in-law.
And they've actually just confirmed their guests for this year, and it's like the characters from Still Game. So you've got Isa, Winston, Naveed, and Bobby. And then you've got Stephen Ogg from Grand Theft Auto.
Oh wow.
That's
crazy.
I blew my mind because I heard like there was some like people that were struggling to get there, but apparently he was in one of the confirmed lists. I was like, oh, Stephen Ogg, and you know what my first brain was? I was like, you know what I'm gonna ask him, because he turned it into a werepony in one of the TV shows I watched. Does this make him a brony now?
Can you imagine?
Their fucking response.
Can you imagine Trevor Phillips meeting Pinkie Pie? He'd probably eat Pinkie Pie, actually.
Probably.
Because like if you've watched like Stan versus Evil,
Stan
versus
E-
Evil,
yeah.
yeah, it's like Dr. Cox fucking fights evil spirits, and Stephen Ogg is one of them that turns into a tiny pony.
It's basically if you took Stephen Ogg and put him in Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah, and I was just like, wait, hold on, this horse, this tiny ass pony, like, is killing people. Is literally going around and killing and eating people, and I'm like, but he's a pony though. He's cute.
I wouldn't underestimate them.
I wouldn't, and like this, like even like the guy that said played Stan, he was like, I can't kill a fucking pony. You can see the world's eyes in a pony. And then the only way she pissed off the horse was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back to you, honey. And then the horse went man-eating and was just like, no! I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, they pissed off the horse. And I never thought it was just shoot a horse, but it was like one of those horses that you see like rubber masks.
So the obvious fake ones.
Yeah, it was like the obvious fake ones. You can actually see the eyeballs.
So the Godzilla kind of thing.
Yeah. But hopefully, like, that will come out. I actually didn't realise that Gordon was going to take us. He just kind of just offered on Facebook.
That was awfully nice of him.
And you were like, sure.
I'm like, sure.
Hopefully I can come to Aberdeen Comic-Con.
I probably might not be able to go to Aberdeen, but I'll go to the one in October.
I think Tim Capello confirmed he would be there in October, and I'd have to tell him that we had one of his songs at the wedding.
Wait, is he actually coming on the one in October?
I think he might be. So I'll have to tell him we played Wiggle at the wedding.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
No, not that Wiggle.
Why is the law when she wiggle like that? Who's finding the star when she wiggles like that?
Oh, okay.
The good Wiggle.
Fuck off. But yeah, I think just meeting idols are always bringing us happy and joys in life.
What made you happiest was Andrew Duvall.
Yes.
Because you've got his autographs. You've seen the Wishmaster movies about 10 million times. I had that planned for a couple of weeks before your birthday. Cost me £50 to get it done, obviously, which was fine for me. So I just wrote out, my wife is a massive fan of yours. She loved you in Wishmaster. She's getting married. It's her birthday. Can you give her a quick shout out? I got the video back about a fortnight before it was your birthday. I think I may have told Hamish and Alex about this. I told Hayes about it, but I didn't show them. it, and then you did not see that coming, did you?
No.
And it made your day.
Well, yeah, like the guy that made me into horror was saying happy birthday and congratulations. During like my troubled teen years, this guy would actually just make my day. Even if I was just watching him killing people, even though he's a genie.
Of course.
Like...
Even though genies can't kill anyone, Aladdin taught us that.
I mean, he finds a way, but, he's such an awesome dude. I have wrote to him before, and I just don't know if he will remember me. And I am hoping, like, maybe one day when I get the money, I can write him a letter saying, hi, thank you so much for the the video, and I don't know if you will remember me, but I actually wrote to you when I was younger, and he's just made my childhood so awesome, and he got me into horror just like that.
That's really cool. It was like I remember when that happened, and it was such like a sweet thing to see.
It
like,
was.
I got the exact reaction I wanted. You did not see that coming, and then you got all giddy for it.
Yeah. But I'm glad that Hamish, you saw like the guy that made your childhood, that made you giddy.
I don't think anything is like in terms of meeting people. I don't like people like famous people. I don't think anything's topping that. Like I met Mario. I can put that off my bucket list. I actually met the dude because he's just like Mario himself. Like he's what a funny little guy.
I mean, I saw Ringo. I had a similar thing.
Sorry.
I had a similar thing. I saw Ringo live in 2011, a couple of months before I met Rosa, and that was one of the best days ever.
Yeah. Oh man.
That was a hell of a trek. It was all the way down to Liverpool.
I kind of want to say something. My mum has a picture of her with David Hasselhoff. And I'm like, wait, is it like he looked so faked. He looked like a wax statue at the same time. Yeah. I was just like, wait.
I'm pretty sure that was a cardboard cutout, actually. I looked at the photo and I'm like, there's no way that's David Hasselhoff.
I'm just like looking at it, and it actually looks like he's touching her shoulder.
I remember seeing this in the news, actually. Talking about famous people. Do you remember that woman who was so in love with Robert Pattinson, she married a cardboard cutout of him?
Yeah.
Oh God. It's funny. David Hasselhoff was it you mentioned?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I only knew about him because of the SpongeBob movie. I had no idea who he was until SpongeBob, like the movie when the first movie came out. And I was like, Mom, is that someone famous? She's like, yeah, that is someone famous. Why is David Hasselhoff there?
What a way to get introduced to him.
Who are you?
I'm David
Hasselhoff. I think that's like the good thing, though. It's like
I mean, to be fair, I first saw him in Click when Adam Sandler smacked him in the face and farted on him.
God, that movie is
something else.
It's a movie, all right.
Yeah, I was thinking David Hasselhoff by SpongeBob.
Actually, I think the best thing you can say about Click is it's an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, it certainly is. I don't know if that's the best thing you can say about it, but it's something you can say about it.
Oh God, that was so dumb.
Well, I think it's just kind of funny because like same here. SpongeBob was the only thing I saw David Hasselhoff with, and when I see him in like Click, it's like, wait, what happened to your job at being with SpongeBob? Did that not work out?
Well, the lifeguard.
He had that cameo in Baywatch, didn't he? The movie.
Yeah, Baywatch. And he let himself go. Like, you see that flab, like, he's no longer got that six-pack. You see that flabbing about.
He was, yeah, I mean, he's quite old now, isn't he? I mean, he's not, like, elderly, but, like, he's, his best years are behind him, I think. That sounds really mean, but, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen, like, a 70-year-old that looks quite better, actually. Like,
no, you want to talk about an old person who's in really good shape. Look at Ringo.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because he's 81 years old. He has more agility and physique than I've ever had. Probably because he lives off broccoli and blueberries.
I'll make a note of that, actually. Make sure to eat more broccoli and blueberries.
Eat your broccoli, kids. It'll make you grow up big and strong like Ringo Starr. Nice.
That's exactly who I want to be.
Do you remember that? You remember that TV show with the talking train that had an engine bricked up in a tunnel and turned into a generator?
Tough luck, that's not him. That's Al Bolt.
He did.
No, Ringo plays. He does like the voiceover, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did the first
and the theme.
Yeah, he did the first couple of seasons, and then Alec Baldwin did Magic Railroad, and that was a special movie.
Oh, Spockle.
See, I remember that. I showed Rosa that to show her Mara Wilson's lowest career point, and we had a great time with that movie because of Diesel 10.
Choppy legs hungry.
Pinchy. It was Pinchy.
Oh, I keep calling it Punchy.
Hungry. Pinchy's hungry.
It's just funny because you see their faces. I think, Hamish, you kind of mentioned that there was a section of the faces of the what are they at the back of the trains drag, the carts, and their faces go like weird.
Yeah, they're all in stock-out faces.
Yeah, it's funny. I used to be the biggest Thomas the Tank Engine kid. Like I loved Thomas.
Oh,
And then Mario came into my life, and that was it.
Fuck it. I had a similar.
Thomas was done.
I had a similar thing. I was like that as a kid, but then Cartoon Network came in, and I'm like, nah. I still have my VHS tapes, but I don't do anything with them. They're just
That's kind of me with Sonic. I was a Sonic fan, and then as time went on, and I saw the things, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I drifted away from Sonic for a while. And then when the first Sonic movie trailer comes out, I'm like, looking back into him.
Sonic looks really good. Sonic looks really good.
now
Oh, just the best, the best trailer.
It's amazing how far that's come, actually. We've come from the original design of people raging against it to having a movie people are legitimately excited for.
Yeah, and here's the thing: people kind of thought, "Man, Sonic fans be crazy." It's like, no, everyone hated that trailer. Like, not just Sonic fans. I remember every time I remember I spoke to my brother like recently about like the movies and stuff like that, and he was just like, I just went to him like, "Oh, you seen the Sonic movie?" Like, "Oh, I've not seen it yet, but it looks pretty good." And I just went, but he said to me like, "Remember that first trailer, Hamish?" I just went,
no.
"Yeah, I don't know what happened. That one was really bad." Like, he looked like a mutated blue child. Do you know what's funny about that, right? Really think about this. In that first trailer, Sonic deliberately runs so fast that it knocks out the entire, power in the state. Multiple people would have died. He did that deliberately, knowing that would happen, with a smile on his face. That stupid blue fuck killed people.
Well, to be fair, he's Sonic the Hedgehog. He doesn't care. He's never cared. Here's
the thing. In the actual movie, he cared because when he did it, he was like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that."
I probably shouldn't have done that. Keyword probably.
I don't think he knew what he was doing in that one. To be fair,
It's like the first time Sonic actually accessed his full potential by being emotional.
yeah.
And that's before the Chaos Emeralds.
How he became dismayed. He panicked when he started unlocking that electricity again, when he was ranting towards James because he was leaving Green Hills. He was like, "Oh no, not again!" That hints that this was the first time he's ever actually got that power.
Yeah. Strange, because it was kind of just made up for the movie. I don't think that's ever been in the game.
And now he's got the Chaos Emerald, so how would the electricity combine with that then?
Well, it's the Master Emerald, so I don't know if they've actually got all the other emeralds in the movie.
Now, I know that Rouge was introduced in 2. Was that right?
What in in the game?
Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the second. Yeah.
Do you think they're hiding that Rouge is going to be in this movie? Because if they are, I'm going to flip my lid.
I don't know. We may be pushing it
Might
there.
appear in the Knuckles spin-off Paramount Plus series.
Yeah.
They might be
think she'll
pushing
probably
it.
appear there before she appears in one of.
By the way, guys,
the
I
movies.
saw a tweet saying that Jason Momoa is being eyed for the voice of Shadow.
Why him?
I mean, look at Idris Elba.
He fits his Knuckles.
I mean, you know who I want to play it as
I think-
Shadow, Chris Sabat.
Knuckles and Tails.
I pictured Dwayne Johnson being Shadow.
I pictured him more being Knuckles.
Me too.
But if they're ever getting Vector and all that, and maybe Charmy and things like that, I already know who they're probably going to get for Vector. It'll be like Charlie Day.
Can I just make one? I just had a vision of them introducing Silver. You know who I imagine playing him? Ryan Reynolds.
Oh no. Oh no.
As a matter of fact, I've seen a YouTube video of Ryan Reynolds voiceovers of Silver.
Oh God. So what are they going to do with that Knuckles TV show? Because they've got that and the third movie coming out, and that's before the second one even comes out.
So if it were me, I would probably go into the backstory of the echidnas themselves, like the Tikal and everything.
I mean, it could be done.
Maybe go into and then maybe go into potentially what life was like before the island fell, like Angel Island fell, and then the whole stuff happened.
Would you include Chaos in that then? Because
I would
killed the tribe and
Chaos. I love Chaos actually. It'd be cool if he was there.
I just had this idea of that if they did the show as a joke, it would be like the Knuckles portion of Sonic 3, where he chases Egg Robo, but when he gets to Flying Battery, for some reason we see Jim Carrey as Eggman,
Yeah.
who for some reason is in the robot, even though he's not in the story.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's weird that they've announced another movie so early.
It's very it's very ambitious considering how cautious they were with the first movie.
I find it very funny that we're getting another movie, and we also have got another movie announced on the way and a spin-off series, and we still haven't seen a single bit of gameplay from Frontiers. Like, where is that?
I
Or
think
Sonic
they're
Origins.
probably confident that Sonic Movie 2 would do well at the box office. Well, I might help with that because I'll be probably seeing it more than 10 times at the cinema.
10 times has been generous with you, Alex.
Yeah, I think maybe 20 is more like it.
20,000.
We were also like, well, what else were we saying? I forgot what else we were gonna say.
Because we were talking.
Oh no, Ryan Reynolds. I just got the post. Ryan Reynolds.
Oh God.
Josh Brolin is Shadow.
Actually, you could get Josh Brolin to play Gerald Robotnik if they bring Shadow in.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
See, now, what are the chances? Like when it comes to new characters in the third movie, who are the most likely to be introduced?
I think Amy, Metal
Get me right.
Sonic, and Shadow.
I mean, do people really care that much about Amy?
Well, I think if I'm being honest, I think it might be a bit early for Shadow. If I were to think, so I think like they might want to go with Amy and Metal Sonic.
So basically, we do Sonic CD then.
Yeah, because they're kind of doing a bit of Sonic 3 and Knuckles in this one, and I think the next step would probably be Sonic CD for
That's
that one.
true.
Because Metal Sonic is also like, I feel like with Shadow, you're kind of opening a big can of worms.
And I think it would be too early to introduce Silver as well.
Yeah, because with Shadow, he's got this whole backstory behind him already. Like, I feel like if you tamper with that, people are going to get a bit.
I mean, you could do a Marvel and do a solo Shadow movie and then introduce him to the Sonic series.
Yeah, and don't make it like the game.
I feel like to do Shadow justice, just do one movie and have him die, like in Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do a movie where he teams up with Black Doom.
Now,
Oh God.
you guys were talking about like Thomas Tank Engine. Did you guys also know that there's a horror version of it?
I do, yeah.
No.
Is it that new one that's coming
Yeah.
out?
So it's. I think this might be up your alley, Alex.
You get
so-
murdered by a steam engine.
Yeah, there's a steam engine that's coming to kill you, and I think it's James.
I don't think it's related to Thomas Lopez. It just happens to be a killer train.
Yeah.
Oh God, can you imagine that? To be fair, I guarantee this will happen when that game comes out. People will mod that.
I think because like some people have actually modded Mr. Poppy, which is that terrifying blue thing.
They'll mod him into another terrifying blue thing.
Yeah.
Did you remember what was that video we saw where Thomas got modded into a transformer? What was that?
It wasn't
Transformers?
I can't remember what that was.
It was a we like to party. We like to. We like. Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That's a good
I
video.
saw that one.
We like to party.
We like to party.
We
Like to party. I think I couldn't stop showing Kieran that.
And then I found the metal cover of the Thomas theme, and for some reason he was changed into an actual tank.
Oh,
Yeah, you got the body of the heavy.
now I can't stop watching this guy. I think he's really funny. He's Canadian. His name's Aiden, but it's called Ches Aiden. and he does like a lot of funny videos on Twitch. So recently he actually said for people who have Valentine's Day, and he gets like a plastic bag, and then he's like, you hear the James Bond theme, and he takes out the bag, says, "Here's your Valentine's gift from people," and he puts the middle finger up. You don't get it, and then there was a video I just can't still watch him where he goes, hold on a second, and he's like, and then next thing you know, when he's like walking, because he's an actual bodybuilder. He's a bodybuilder from Canadian.
From Canada.
Canadian.
Canadian.
my favorite country. Oh, the mic fell down there. That's karma.
You know, there's a Lilo and Stitch clip for this.
Your uncles and your aunt do have that oh so distinctive Canadian look.
Why, yes. We're from the distinctive country of, Canada.
But yeah, he was just, you see his cat trying to like attack his foot when he's trying to come up. And he's like, so did you stay hydrated? Because if you don't, I will come to your house and eat your pastry icings. You have been warned. I'm like, but I don't have water. What if you're allergic to water?
I mean, people are allergic
What
to
happened to your cat? It's trying to kill you, dude.
I mean, people actually are allergic to water. And I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for those people.
How do they drink?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like your body's like 80% water. Are they allergic to themselves?
Oh, I don't know, but that must suck.
Wait, let me look this up. Hold on. Water. How? Okay, what's the best way to word this, right?
People, can you be allergic to water?
People who are allergic to water live? Let's see.
That's going to be incredibly vague.
No,
person allergic to water is a rare condition where people have allergies. Allergic skin reaction to water. The reaction typically involves hives and bumps and can occur as often as several times a day. People with aquagenetic, as I don't know how you pronounce that, they can drink water, but they may react to bathing, crying, and rain. Oh God! Imagine crying and then you get.
Oh, that would suck.
That's rubbing salt in it.
Maybe that's why Princess Elise couldn't cry.
Oh.
Oh no! Oh, why can't you? Why can't you cry?
I have a skin condition.
Because it will be really sore.
Well, I'll die.
I mean, I've seen and heard like people who are allergic to sperm.
Oh boy.
So
I mean, to be fair, you're like, at least I hope you wouldn't be rubbing that on yourself.
I don't know. It's like, what happens if you have like?
I mean, I think Dennis Leary talked about it once, and actually Oprah Winfrey talked about it. You can be allergic to your husband's semen.
Like, that must be some like killer sex, but I'm not making fun of people.
I mean, to be fair, you could be allergic to anything.
Yeah. But you know what I kind of hate nowadays is that you can't find out what you're actually allergic to. See, I have a fish allergy and a coconut allergy and a nut allergy, but my allergies tend to act up.
Yeah, see, that was a weird thing. Your fish thing, I remember when you got that letter from the doctor, it said you were allergic to codfish. That's only the white ones. So it doesn't mention like salmon, it doesn't mention trout, it doesn't mention any of them.
Yeah.
And then with your nut allergy, we tried, you had almonds, you've had hazelnuts, you've had pralines, you were perfectly fine with them.
Yeah, and then...
So I think it's just peanuts, because technically hazelnuts and almonds aren't actually nuts, they're seeds.
Yeah, and you can't find out anymore. Like, they can't do a test on you to find out, and it kind of just sucks.
I'm just thinking about Fillmore from Cars. It's a conspiracy that it's the government's way of trying to get you to trying to control you and decide what you eat.
This thing is, like, my doctor's always saying eat healthy food, right? And the most healthiest food is like fish.
Yeah.
Because it's white meat. We're just like, but...
Eat fish. It's so healthy you'll die.
Chicken's good for you.
I do eat chicken, but I am at the point where my taste palate is like, I hate this. Like, at that point where I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah. See, the only thing I'm allergic to is happiness. Ayo! Ha 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 ha. Why aren't we laughing?
You sick fuck. I mean, you could. I mean, Hamish. You could be. It could be worse. You could be allergic to females in general.
I think I might be.
Have you ever thought about going gay?
He needs to sleep with me.
Not gonna lie, kind of.
I mean,
we love you. We love you either way.
I mean, Hamish, if you spend one night with me, then you're gonna turn gay.
You'll know whether you like women or not.
One of our friends from Project Search has come out to us as bisexual.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Lewis is bisexual, and that's because
on you.
That's on me.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You know what I'm just picturing now? I'm picturing him doing Ralph from the Simpsons movie.
Yeah, Lewis was actually my first. And yeah, he told me ever since then he's been bisexual. I'm like,
You drove him towards boys.
I drove him more to boys than anything. Gold served. That's my accomplishment of the day. Turning a boy bisexual.
So, before we take up any more time, shall we start talking about Hamish's viral joke?
Oh, we need to talk about that. Right, Hamish.
Do we?
Right. So, Hamish,
Okay.
a quick backstory before we start asking questions.
Okay.
You made that video as a joke, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Okay, for anyone not in the know, my channel, I managed to get monetized recently, and for a very stupid reason, I decided, hey, do you know what? This is a funny idea. What if the Mario movie starts out like one of those typical tropes where it's like, this is me. I bet you're wondering how I got in this situation with the camera freezes and stuff. I made a video like that. Just some footage I recorded. Like, it didn't, like, all I did, right, was I decided, okay, I'll just record the line. I'll record the footage on the game. I'll put like a little filter over it to make it look like it's like playing on an old TV, just so it's like, oh, it's like an authentic little bit of footage.
You'll Wreck-It Ralph it, basically.
Yeah, so I did that. And I made it look convincing enough to the point where I was like, you know what, this is clearly fake, but it's funny, you know? Like, I'll do that. People... And I named it like, leaked opening to the Mario movie. Like, I leaked it. And I even put in the description. And I thought this would be even more funny because I thought people would fall for it even more. Like, this is a joke. I didn't think people would fall for it when I said, I'm an animator from Illumination. Please,
you know what you should
don't fire me.
You know what you should have done? You should have released it on April 1st. Then people would have known.
Well, yeah, true. But I think it's funnier that people fell for it because I woke up the next day and I see a bunch of these people who are like, wow, is this real? I'm like, wow, I really like that what Chris Pratt did with the voice. I was like, man, like Chris Pratt as Mario is actually not that bad. And now I'm like, should I, like I told my friends about it and they're like, Hamish, roll with it. Just keep going. And I'm like, how long do you want me to roll with it for, guys? And they're like, just keep doing it, Hamish. I'm like, okay, I'll keep doing it. So with there's some comments you can see on there where I'm just like, yep, that's the extra footage, and like people are like, oh, no way, and I'm like, it's clearly not. It's my voice.
Yeah, I remember you made that video where you said it was a joke, but then people were like, I don't know.
yeah, the people were like, he's just saying that to get people off his back. I think it's real. And it's like,
I thought the same thing that could be said for when Andrew Garfield's image of his involvement of No Way Home got leaked.
You did not expect this.
I didn't expect it. Like, what's funny is that a lot of this happened the day before I got really ill at work. So I come home thinking that I almost died. Like I was about to die at some point. I get home, I pass out. Like I literally just, the moment I get into bed, I just completely get wiped out. And then I wake up and people are still commenting and liking the video. And then I see more and more of the stuff and days go by and I'm like, okay, surely like now, like, it's gonna stop.
No,
but it never did. Like, it got worse. It got to the point where like people were stealing the video, uploading it onto their channel. They were editing the video into different things. They put my voice into some of the fake trailers as well. Like there's one bit where it's just Mario running in a normal like animation. It's just, yep, that's a me. I bet you. And it's like, why did you put my voice there? You didn't even put me in the credits. And like, there's even there's like a few reaction videos to it now as well. Like this is one where it's just like, all right, guys, I actually thought this was real, but if you look in the comments, the guy says it's fake. Really, he's like, oh, it's really convincing, and I'm like,
it's not really. You said you did a really half-assed Chris Pratt impression for it.
I gave up on the impression midway through the recording. Like, I realized, yeah, I can't do that. Like, I'm not American. This is a me. And even what's funny, right, is that I sent it to like my dad and my stepmom. My dad's the person who's married to my dad. And my dad showed her it, and she was just like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, she's just like, "That's," and he's like, "That's Hamish Bose." I was like, "That's not Hamish." It's like, "Yeah, that's Hamish." It's like, he sounds so different. And it's like,
he's playing Star-Lord.
I was secretly Chris Pratt the whole time.
You know what's funny about this? My carers have actually watched your video.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Well, it got put. Here's the thing, right? It got put into people's recommendations. Like, apparently, my friend, like people at his work, it was on their phone. Like he saw it in the recommendations. He's like, "Oh yeah, my friend made that." He's like, "Oh."
I showed the video to my bro, and I don't remember what his reaction was.
What is this clickbait bullshit?
Fake and gay.
Yeah, I think that's just what made it better, is that you made it as a complete joke.
I did. I knew some people would be fooled by it, but I didn't think this many people would be scared, actually fooled.
I honestly thought your impression of Chris Pratt was actually pretty good, even if you said that you broke it off halfway.
Thank you. I actually quite liked my follow-up video as well, just the why did this get so popular, and it's just like a bunch of the replies with the music going. Now it has a little bit over 500,000.
That's not bad. That is not bad.
That's not bad, considering that I can now get paid. Yeah, 500,000. Yeah, considering I can now get paid for making videos. That's
Nintendo will be there with a bill.
Oh, Nintendo will be there with a gun.
And when I look up leaked Mario movie opening on Google, your video, Hamish, is the first thing that comes up first.
It's crazy. Like, I never thought of all the things I would make, that would be the one to get like recognized the most.
See, that's a weird thing. I don't know why they think it was real, because if it was real, Nintendo would have taken it down day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
That should have been a hit.
I know, people were like, "Oh," everyone was like, "Oh man, we should download the video and save it to a playlist just in case it's real."
Can you imagine how dumb they would be if you didn't tell them it wasn't real? Can you imagine how dumb they'd be if they were so excited and then they saw the movie and it was nothing like it?
Oh,
and then they'd be like, "Did Nintendo change the opening to this movie?"
I'm actually cheesing as well, because if the opening is like the actual opening, that
demand royalties.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the cinema and I'm probably gonna get kicked out for laughing too hard.
And then you'd be like, "No, it's okay. I made this opening.
I made this. Look at my YouTube channel."
I bet they're probably also going to unsubscribe once they find out.
I mean, they can if they want to. One person in particular was very betrayed by it. They were like, "What? You lied to me!
How dare you?
How dare you?"
And I was just like,
It was a joke.
It was you're the one who fell for it. It's not my fault.
Should we leave it there then? That was a good time.
That cheered me up so much.
Yeah.
I mean, we're also going to discuss some other viral stuff, but I think Hamish's viral video is as much as we can fit in.
I think that Hamish, you actually deserve all that credit, and
especially since it was a joke.
Yeah, even though it was a joke, we're all proud of you. And fuck,
I am making a follow-up, by the way.
Is it an intro to the Sonic movie?
It's the leaked ending of the movie.